everybody. Today we are going to do a Bible study from 1 Corinthians 13, whole chapter from verse 1 to 13. And I call it Love Never Fails. This is written by Paul, Apostle Paul, unless he gets the message from God. And let's see what it's all about. First verse. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. So, tongues means language, all right? Use the tongue to speak. And it says, if I speak in the tongue of man, which you all do. And or of an angels. And there is, according to this, there are languages spoken just by angels. Maybe in heaven, there's like a specific language that angels speak. And sometimes we just call it also people are speaking tongues. That's a different language. So something like that, the angels are speaking, but also the tongue of man, which is regular, different languages that we speak every day. All right, so if I speak in the languages of man, all the languages on this earth, plus or of the angels, but I do not have love. So it's very important to have love in order to speak to people, to give the message to people. When you talk to people, to have love in your heart. If there's no love involved in that, the passage say, first verse, I'm only a resounding gong. So it's only like you're speaking like just to make a noise, but a bad noise, like resounding gong, or a clanging cymbal, like something that doesn't have a melody, nice melody to it. It's only just like a sound. And without love, there's nothing. It's just like a ding dong, something like that, or like bong, 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 something like that. There's nothing in love. There is a resonance. There is that heat that comes from the heart when you speak out. And that's why it's portraying here like but you don't have love, then it's nothing to it, just a sound, but nothing else. Verse 2, if I have the gift of prophecy, yeah, some people, they do have a prophetic gifting in prophecy, and they can prophesy for the nation, for themselves, for other people, and what is to come. But as a gift given is given by God, is a gift. Then and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and I can bring that to the surface, all the hidden mysteries, and the knowledge, hidden knowledge from people. But the one who has the gift of prophecy can bring it to the surface, can find those, because God is communicating to that person through prophecies that in the year of 2024 is going to happen this. You got to do this in order to survive. For example, I'm just saying, like, and those are mysteries. We don't know what is going to be, right? Prophecies whenever is going to happen in the future. And knowledge, because the Bible say, my people are perishing for the lack of knowledge. So we have to be knowledgeable in everything, to be alert, put our eyes in, open our ears to hear what God has to say. But it says, even though I have the gifts of prophecy, I can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, and God says what you need, faith, you need a faith to move the mountains. Mountains are blockages, not necessarily mountains like the one I have it here in the picture here. It's mountains that are the blockages that the enemy puts in front of you that you cannot pass over on the other side. It's could be any kind of blockages, but even you have the faith to tell those blockages to be removed, and even the dark side will listen to your voice, and all the blockages are removed. So even if you have that much faith, but do not have love, I have nothing. If you have prophecy, knowledge, like mysteries of the prophecy, knowledge, faith to move the mountains, to move all barriers, but I do not have love, I have nothing. So love is it's very, very important to have love for God and love for people. It's very essential. It's number one. Like, so far we went with the languages, no matter how you speak, there's no love, there's nothing there either. Verse 3, if I give all I possess to the poor. All right, so wait a minute. It says, so Jesus told one of the scholars, it was a rich man, and told him to, how can I, have eternity with you? And he said, because he saw his heart, give everything what you have. It was a wealthy man, to the poor, and follow me. And then he was down, left, because he was a rich man and he would not give all his what he had to the poor. But here says, if I give all I possess to the poor, all, everything, and on the top of that, give over my body to hardship that I may boast. Hardship is behind that. It says to give my body to be burned. Like martyrs, they go in different countries, they get locked there, they'll be tortured. And is what is referring, like give all the possession and be a missionary. You end up maybe to be a martyr in one of the prisons, who knows. But even though, but I do not have love, I gain nothing. More specific in this sentence, verse 3 is, all right, so give everything to the poor and take off and try to spread the gospel of Jesus. But just say get captured, who knows where you are, and they start torturing. If you don't have love for those people, they torture you. There's nothing. Is that how deep it goes? And I have been, I was reading the books of Wunderbrand in order to, you gotta love those people that actually they do their job, is what they're paid for. But even though, you have to have love for those as well. which is hard. But it says I gain nothing if I don't have love. Love for people, of course, no matter who they are and what they did to you. Yeah. So think about those things. Don't even engage in nothing if you don't have love, because it says it gains. I gain nothing. It says. Verse 4. It's kind of light here. Wow. Got beautiful mountains, sunshine. And now verse 4. Love is patient. So if you wait in line and you're just always, stressed out, do it with the pen, like, let me see if my pen is doing it like that, you don't have patience. But love is patient. Like you wait, you have the love to wait. You wait on people to answer, wait on in the line if you have to, wait on things, wait for God to tell you what's your next step, and you are patient. So love has the character of love is to be patient. Okay. How this is telling you how to identify that that person has love. Love is kind. Be kind to people. Everything that we were in this world to love people, but be kind to people. Be kind. So that's another characteristic of love. And it tells you it does not envy. So it's not have no jealousy. It does not boast like, oh, you see, me. I did this, I did that. And says it does not boast like, you see, I'm loving those people even though like, do not boast. In Don't fluff yourself up. It is not proud. The love doesn't have pride, because the pride is on the other side, on the darker side. And I was explaining that in other teachings, so I'm not going to go through that. Is on the side of the dark side. Pride is a bad thing. You fell, and here we have more like a proverb saying like the pride goes before the fall. So we see people in pride, you will wait for they will fall very fast down. Verse 5. It does not dishonor others. We're supposed to honor others, do we? So love does not dishonor others, put people down, but lift people up. We honor them, right? It is not self-seeking, like seeking their own benefits, their own things, the best chair, the best position, the best everything that is the best out there, the best seat in the house. And then it was, I would say, more like a story to learn that when you're invited to somebody's house, don't get the best seat, because you will feel bad when it says, oh no, that's not your seat, you got to stay in that corner, you know and it's not where you want to stay. You be embarrassed. It says just either to wait for the house people from the house to seat you at the table, and if not, just take the lowest one, the one in the corner there. And if there is to get you anywhere else in the much higher position, there by the guest, by the higher guest, then it would be an honor to go there, right? With honor. But do not sit yourself in a higher position even at a table unless you're invited to do so. I went to a wedding, it was many years ago, and me and my family, and we were sitting at one of the we came a little late. We came from different city, and like it was long commute to get to the wedding. And when we arrived there, like the places were filled up, And so we were sit all the way far away from the bride, which was okay. Whenever we found to sit down, and we sit down. But the bride came, and it says, "No, your seats are beside me." And I was like, "What?" I was I felt like honored. It was her wedding, so she could just like, "No, I kept your seats just beside me." And I was like, wow. So so it's not self-seeking. So you understand that it is not easily angered. So somebody tell you something, and then you get angered. You get angry with people. You get angry with situations. You get angry of that, angry of these. That mean there's not much love um, in that person. So make sure you're not easily angered. Like somebody says, you try to explode. Um, it keeps no record of wrongs. Like, oh, he did that wrong to me many years ago, and I'm going to, no, this is my time to respond with wrong. No, it says it keeps no record. As soon as you forget, you forgive, you forget. As soon as you forgive that person, you're supposed to forgive immediately if somebody did wrong to you, and forget. It's not keeping records of the wrongdoings of other people. Because if you do that, guess who else is keeping records of your wrongdoings? Yes, you're right. The dark spiritual entity that they're watching you, they're keeping those records as well. And one is a time when you are like down to the ground, then they bring more disaster. So be careful with that, okay? Love, we are in verse 6. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Um, does not delight in evil. So when people are doing evil things, do not even go near. Do not delight with them. Do not delight in the things that they are evil, no matter what they are. But rejoice with the truth. Stay with the truth and stay with people that are truthful, righteous. Verse 7, it always protects, always trusts, um, always protects. You protects others. Like if something happened, go and help them, protect them, guide them as much as you can. Like protect them in any way that if you can protect them, that the enemy will not come near, either saying a prayer, that helps. Always trust in what you're doing, and because you're doing for God, you're doing for the Lord. Always hopes, and not just that, have positive hopes, like hope for tomorrow. You living for the day, you live in the present, but you have hope in the future is going to be better. Even though right now it doesn't look right, it doesn't look good, but in the future it's going to always be better. Always perseveres. Don't leave things undone. Always be perseverant in things what you're doing, pursuing. For example, I know I had sometimes I have like these spiritual attacks. It's just one after another, and then I was thinking, okay, if the enemy is making overtime to attack God's people, then I should make overtime to serve God's people. And even putting another video on YouTube, praying more, worshiping more, and doing more for God. I'm going to work overtime if the enemy does. Like persevere. You do not stop. You do not be perseverant. You do not just be lazy. God likes to be like ambitious in good things and persevere for what's God's things. Keep going, keep going. Do not give up. Let's go next page. I like this. That's why I entitled this Bible study, Love Never Fails. In verse 8, love never fails. Never fails. God's love, your love for others, never fails. God doesn't fail you with anything, and neither His love. Um, but where there are prophecies, we talked about that before, they will cease. Like, okay, so give you a prophecy for, let's just say for this year, for next year. But after that is quiet, right? So might be a quiet for a time. You may not have a prophecy for another, who knows how many months, or, and then it's like sometimes you have it, maybe for a whole year. I hope not. But prophecy comes and goes, then they will cease. So they will have it for a time, and maybe not for other time, for a season. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Sometimes you are speaking tongues, and maybe sometimes you're just quiet, or maybe you're speaking like your language, but then will be time when you just be quiet, and we'll say be still. Where there's knowledge, it will be passed away. Sometimes you have that knowledge, and that probably you forget about it. It's already past tense. For we know in part and we prophesy in part, because it's not, we don't know just everything. We know what God gives us in prophecy, right? What God reveals, what God wants us to have. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappeared. So when it comes to be complete in God, whenever we know, whenever we prophesy, um, whenever it was before, it was just half of the way of the prophecy, or when it comes in completeness, the half, whenever it was, it disappears. All right, let's go next. Verse 11. When I was a child, everybody was a child, right? I thought like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child, right? So, what it means? So, we all were children, right? Before we were kids. And you're not going to, when as a child, you don't talk like a mature person, right? You talk like a child. Can I have that candy? You thought like a child in your thoughts, and you reason like a child. The only thing like you care probably candies, playing, those things. Um, Playing outside, playing with the ball, do this, like it's like because we were immature. That's all what we knew. Is the food ready? Can I have a candy? Um, all the were there, right? When I became a man, which a person like it was telling like a mature person, I put the ways of childhood behind me. Of course, because it would be ridiculous just to act like a child right now when you're like a mature person, right? Like, can I have a candy? That would be like people will turn around and say like, okay, what is wrong with that? What do we want? What is wrong with that one? You can. I say you put the childhood behind. You can act like a child, but that's like it reflects that you're very immature. But it says when I became a man, I put all those childhood away behind me because you grew up, right? Now you have wisdom. Now you have like you're not immature no more. You're a mature person, right? Verse 12. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. So a reflection how we were when we were little ones. Then we shall see face to face. Because when we will be a time when exactly what's a reflection in the mirror, what do we do on this earth, but will be a time when we see God face to face. We'll see, like we think like exactly how we see only a reflection what is going to be. If we exercise the love of God on this earth, because it's talking about love, right? That this is the whole teaching about, if we practice the love here, we are exercising, and this is just a reflection how it's going to be when you see God face to face. Now I know in part, but then when you meet God face to face, but then I shall know fully. Sometimes nothing is not reveal everything here for you. We know, like it tells you, like what love is and the character of love and all that, to pursue love more than anything else. Um, and sometimes you don't understand why you should do that, but then since you understand partially, um, you will know. Then you shall know fully, even as I am fully known. So when you're a child, not too many people know who you are, but when you are become a mature person with wisdom, more people will know who you are. And then not just that, even the love that you carry will bring you up higher. Let's go next. Wow, we came to the last one, which is verse 13. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. So among everything else what's out there, we have faith. You need faith. It says you can move the mountains. Hope for tomorrow. Hope that whenever you're doing here is you're going to meet God face to face one day. And hope for tomorrow. For if you're struggling with anything, you have to bring your hope for tomorrow. You need it. And love for people, love for anybody you come in contact with, because love is what we need and what we have to bring to other people. They are waiting on that. So many people are down. They don't even know what love means. They'll be abandoned. They'll be left maybe in an orphanage. I've seen and I know stories. I read stories that little baby was left on the bench, and they don't know love. Somebody took them in, like put them in an orphanage, and they don't know now. No real love, no parent love. They don't know what it means, but we do. So spreading love should be like spreading like a love like a disease. I'm sorry saying that way, but spreading love is rewarding. And look what it says the last sentence. But the greatest of these is love. Wow. So it's not faith, not hope, but love. All of what we say before, we did before, and all that, if you don't have love, there's nothing. The greatest, number one, is to please God, is to have love for people. Of course, has to have love for God first, because without his love, you can't advance to love people. You have to have God's love first. And with God's love inside you, you can accomplish anything. You can move the mountains, have prophecy with his love. You can help others with his love. We can talk to others and have a very sweet, resounding sound of love. You can pray for others. We have like the saint that goes up to heaven. You can do lots of things if you have love. And that's the greatest. Love God and love others as you love yourself. All right, and this concludes the Bible study for today. I enjoy it very much. I like this subject, and I know, and Apostle Paul put it very well. The letter written to Corinthians, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. Till next time, I say goodbye. Goodbye now.